Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we are going to take a look at this USB aquarium heater. Now on this channel I have featured a lot of heaters for your fish tank, starting from normal glass heaters, stainless steel heaters, some digital heaters. I've also featured some digital thermostat to control the temperature of your fish tank. So in this video we're going to take a look at this USB heater. I've seen this on the internet on many different websites. There are a lot of reviews about these, some are positive and some are negative. So I wanted to see for myself whether this type of heater is worth it or not. So I bought one for myself. So this is the Quanlong aquarium heater and the model number on this particular packaging is QL222. Now the similar heater is available with different brand names on different websites, but I think the product inside is the same. If you take a look at the side of the packaging, you can see it takes about 5 volts, so you can use any mobile charger, and it is a 10 watt heater, so it will consume about 10 watts of power from your mobile charger. So make sure that the charger or a USB adapter that you are using it at least more than 10 watts. So there is that. So that's pretty much about the packaging. You can see the picture of this heater. It is a USB heater, and this is some pictures how you can mount this. And that's pretty much it. So let me just take the open the box and see what we get inside. So inside you can see not much can be seen. First you get is a small suction cup. After the suction clip, let me just take the heater out. So the heater is encased in this plastic foam, and it is very small. As you can see, this is literally the smallest aquarium heater that I have ever seen, and you can mount this clip here and then you can put this inside your tank. So let me put the packaging aside and also the clip aside, and let's take a look at the heater itself. So upon a closer inspection, you can see the heater says the model number, which is QL222. It says 10 watt here, and it is IPX rated waterproof. On here it says heater should be fully submerged into water, which is always the case with all the aquarium heaters, because the thermostat is usually here, and if you keep this outside the water, the thermostat will not be able to tell what is the temperature of your tank. That's why the whole heater needs to be submerged always. Now talking about the build quality feels decent. The tube is made of glass, this is made of plastic, and your normal conventional USB cable. The USB port seems decent quality, it is terminated well. So outer appearance seems build quality is really nice. So let me just open the wire and tell you what is the length of the wire, and then we'll also measure the size of the heater as well. So here I've got my tape measure here. First let us measure the length of this cable, which appears to be 1 meter by just looking at the cable, but anyways, some people like to know all these things, so that's why I measure this. So as you can see, the length of the cable is a little more than 3 feet, almost 1 meter long cable. So that was the length of the cable, and if you measure the length of this heater itself, as you can see, it is about 3.5 inch long heater. So that's very small. And if you want to compare the heater to a small battery, so this is the heater comparing to a normal AAA size battery, and this is a AA size battery. So you can see the heater is indeed not very big. So if you were to put a AA size battery and a AAA size battery in a linear fashion, you will be able to get an idea how long the heater actually is. So that's pretty much it about the outer appearance and the heater exteriors. Now let us put this heater in a small bowl or fish tank and see whether it is capable of heating the temperature or not. Alright guys, so now let us put this heater in a small container, turn this on and see whether it works or not. So I've got a small container here. This is a 6-liter container. It is comparable to a medium sized fish bowl, and to run this heater I will be using my mobile charger. This is a typical 5 volt 2 amp charger. So first we need to install the clip that came with the heater. So this is a suction clip, so let me just install this. Our clip is on. Let me just put this in this container. So there we go, our heater is now installed. Now let us plug in our USB power adapter. Now before we turn the heater on, let us measure the current temperature of the water. That will give us an idea from what temperature we are starting. So I've got this probe thermometer here. So at the moment my room temperature is somewhere close to 16.7 degrees Celsius. Now let us measure the current temperature of the water. This should take about 13-14 seconds. Right, so we can see that it is staying at about 18 degrees Celsius. So the current temperature of our water is about 18 degrees Celsius. So let me just write that down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all these information here. So initial temperature or the starting temperature is about 18 degrees Celsius. Now we'll turn the heater on and we'll see what is the temperature of our tank after 30 minutes. Then we'll measure the temperature of our tank after 1 hour. So this will give you an idea whether the heater is performing well or not. So now let us turn the heater on and let's also take a look at how much power our heater is consuming for our USB 5-volt adapter here. Now to turn the heater on, I've got my 5-volt adapter here and I've got this extension here to which I will connect my power adapter. So let me just connect it here, turn this on. As you can see, the LED is now glowing. That means our power adapter is getting power. Now I will connect my USB meter. This will tell us how much power our heater is actually consuming from our USB charger. So let me just connect it as well. It is turning on. As you can see, we are currently getting 5 volts and let us check how much power the heater consumes. If it consumes close to 2 amperes, then that means our heater is indeed 10-watt heater. So let me just plug this in. This is the USB cable of the heater. It is now plugged in, and as you can see, at 5 volts our heater is consuming about 1.8 amperes. That is close to 10 watt. And at the bottom you can also see that our heater is indeed consuming 9.7, almost 10 watt. That means our heater is not faulty. It is working. It is probably heating our water at the moment. Now let me show you a little close up of the heater and see whether there is any LED or not. Alright guys, so let me give you a little close up of the heater. So as you can probably see, when the heater is heating, it is displaying a small little LED there which is red colored, and you can also see the model number of the heater, QL222 10-watt heater. I think you can see the red LED there. Let me zoom it in a little bit. So that's our red LED. Now let us come back after 30 minutes and we'll see what is the temperature of our tank. Remember, the initial temperature of our water was 18 degrees Celsius. We'll come back after 30 minutes. So let me just start a timer. And also to help out the heater a little bit, I will be putting this lid on top of this container, because if you keep your tank open, your tank water also loses temperature through evaporation. By putting a small lid on top of there, we are preventing that heat loss. So now we'll come back after 30 minutes. Alright, so as you can see, we are hitting about 30 minutes mark. So now let us check our temperature. So let me remove the lid here and bring in our temperature probe. So let us wait for a couple of seconds until the water temperature stabilizes. Right, so we can see that it is stabilizing at 19 degrees Celsius. So let us write that down. So after 30 minutes, our temperature reached about 19 degrees Celsius. Now we'll come back when our timer will hit 1 hour mark. Alright, so as you can see, we are at about 60 minutes mark. That is about 1 hour. Now let us check the temperature of our tank. So here's my thermometer. Let me bring this in. You can see at the moment it is displaying 19.5. Let us wait for a couple of seconds until the temperature stabilizes. So as you can see, it is stabilizing at about 20.1 degrees Celsius. So it seems we are, after every 30 minutes, we are gaining about 1 degree of temperature. So after 1 hour mark, we are at 20 degrees Celsius. Now we will come back when it has actually reached 26 degrees Celsius. So we will see how long it will take to get to 26 degree Celsius, and whether it will reach that temperature or not. That will also need to figure it out. Now we'll come back when it reaches this temperature, or 25 will also work. Alright guys, so as you can see, the LED is now turned green now. So when the heater is heating, the LED is red, and when the heater has stopped heating, it turns green. It is doing this for about 2 hours now. And let's take a look at the timer now, because I set another timer using a different timer now. So it's been 3 more hours, and remember, previously we tested for 1 hour and the temperature we got was 20 degrees Celsius, and after 3 more hours, so in total 4 hours have passed. So after 4 hours, let's check the temperature. So you can see I've added the probe there. It is 23.6 degrees Celsius. So let me put this down. After 4 hours, the temperature is 23.6 degree Celsius, which is not quite 26 even after 4 hours. So the heater was not able to bring the water temperature to about 26 degrees Celsius, and I have been measuring the water temperature for about 2 hours now, and for the past 2 hours the water temperature has not changed. It is staying constantly at 23.6 degrees Celsius. Although I can see the LED is changing from red to green, that means the heater is working perfectly. I also checked with the USB meter that I showed you in the beginning. It is in fact taking 10 watts of power. That means the heater is putting 10 watts of energy into this water to heat this water up. Now we started from 18 degrees Celsius, and after about 4 hours the water is about 23.6 degrees Celsius. That means the water temperature has reached an equilibrium and it's not going to rise anymore. Now this can be a little different for different people depending upon the placement of their tank. My room doesn't get any sunlight whatsoever, so my room is usually cold by default, and I also get a lot of draft from underneath my door, so my room also gets a little colder as the night approaches. So depending upon your house orientation, where your house is, where you're keeping your tank or fish bowl, you may have a little slightly different result. Now 23.6 degrees Celsius is not a bad temperature. Honestly speaking, in my experience, I've kept a total of 5 betta fish, and when the temperature goes below 22 degrees Celsius, then I have seen some problems with my betta fish. So what you can do to help this small heater, you can basically insulate your tank by wrapping the tank with some cloth. That will also help retain the heat. Make sure you're keeping the lid on. That will also help retain some of the heat. Now this being a 6-liter container, who this heater is for? So I will not recommend this heater if your tank size is, or if your fish bowl size is more than, let's say, 5 liters. So up to 5 liters this heater will work. This heater will still struggle to heat your 5-liter tank, but if you have 4-liter tank or 4-liter fish bowl, this will be a really nice addition to you for your betta fish. Now this being a very expensive heater, you can take a look at another option in the market, which is the this one. So this is the RS Electricals RS691. As you can see, this heater or these types of heater works really well. Now this was a 50-watt heater, and this will work really well for anything bigger than 5 liters, 10 liters, up to 1.5 feet tank. This heater will work. If you have anything bigger than 1.5 feet tank, you will have to buy at least 100 watt of heater, and this heater is also available in 100 watt setting as well. Again, as you can see, the heater is properly working. The LED is now green, and this is how most heaters work. When the heater is heating, the LED is red. When the heater is not heating, the LED becomes green. So when the temperature is colder, the heater is heating, the LED is red, and when the heater is reached a desired temperature, the thermostat inside there cuts off the power to the heating element, and the heater starts cooling down. And this keeps on happening, turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off, and that's how it maintains the water temperature in a certain range. Alright guys, so as you can see, here is a betta fish. I added this fish in this container about 12 days ago, and for the past 12 days the fish is doing all right. It's eating well. As you can see, it's looking all right. So the heater is working for this size container, but if you want to put this heater in a bigger, little more than this, then I don't think the heater will be able to keep up with the temperature. But for up to 4 to 5 liters, I think this heater will definitely work. And also it's much better to have something than nothing at all. So there is that. So let me feed this fish a little something so that you will have an idea whether the fish is eating or not. So I'm just going to drop a little bit of food in there. So as you can see, the fish is eating all right, and in winter I only feed once a day, and in summer I feed 2 times a day. So I'm only feeding once. So the heater is working for the past 12 days without any problem. So there we go. This was my video on this USB 10 watt heater for small fish bowls. Hopefully this video will give you some idea whether you should buy this heater or not. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.